I hate it, hate it, hate it. I'm being a bit of a baby at the moment. Well, I have been, but now I'm convinced that I've made a big mistake. What's up, peeps, and welcome back to Sorrel Plays. So I decided to go and get the Nexplanon implant in my arm. I'm just going to tell you what my experience is and what my views are on it. I was desperate to get it out. Basically, right, I'll tell you from the beginning. So I went to see the nurse. She numbed the area with anaesthetic and took a matter of minutes to put it in, maybe even seconds. It didn't really hurt because it was numb, but I felt it shoot up my arm, and I mean, I'm no baby when it comes to pain. My pain tolerance is quite high, and I thought, yeah, this will be all right. But before I went and had this done and I read up about all the other various contraceptives you can get, I just hate the thought of taking a pill every day, and I used to, and sometimes I'd forget to take it and I'd set an alarm and whatever, and I just thought that's too much hassle. Well, this thing, once you put it in, it only needs changing every 3 years, and I thought, alright, I'm just going to go for that one. It's going to help with making my periods lighter and all the rest of it, but I do feel like it's a mistake. I've looked online for lots of information from real people rather than, you know, doctors. I'm not saying doctors ain't real people, but medical information out there can differ a lot from what people's personal experiences are. And I looked on YouTube as well, but no one really got to the point, just like I'm doing now. It bled a little bit. The hole that the implant makes is a little bit big, so that worried me a little bit, and it is going to leave scarring, but that's kind of the least of my worries. Anyway, so I got home. My arm was a bit swollen. This is the second plaster I've put on it, so having a shower and stuff like that, you're a bit dubious. I'm actually going to take the plaster off so we can have a look at it together, because I'm too squeamish to do it on my own. The cut was stinging, a little bit more than a normal cut would sting, because it is quite a big cut, and bearing in mind that something's shot through the fat in my arm, I was expecting some pain, and they do say it's a little bit kind of uncomfortable for a while. But 3 days later, I had this done about 4 or 5, nearly a week ago now, I rang up the GP surgery and said I need this implant out. First things first, it's been giving me serious backache, and I already suffer with backache, and I just cannot stand the thought of having any more backache than I already have. And it's supposed to cause mood swings, and I'd say that happens more when the hormones start working into your bloodstream. But the fact that it's in my arm and it's disturbing me, I can't lift my arm up, you know, like I can do all that, but it will suddenly give me this sharp shooting pain, and it made me feel like it's in the wrong place, like maybe it's on my muscle. I mean, I can safely say it's bloody well causing mood swings. Not necessarily because of the hormones, just the feeling of it in my arm, and the way it just gives me that sudden shooting pain. It's just messing me up, and it's stopping me doing stuff around the house. Even though I am doing it, it's just giving me a constant niggling pain. Even in my sleep, it's been waking me up, so I was desperate to get it out. Rang up the surgery, there was no nursing, there was no one that could do it. Went to the hospital, they can't do it. Basically, I'm stuck with this bloody thing in my arm, and I hate it. I absolutely regret doing it. I do understand you have to wait for it to settle and stuff like that, but it's actually disabling me. Like when I try to lay on my arm or turn around, and obviously I persevered with it, thinking, well, that's all normal, stop being such a big baby, but I have been moping around about it. I'm going to take the plaster off and see what it looks like. So I want to just share my experience with you. I mean, lots of people, one of my friends has had this done. Lots of people are not saying it's this bad, but I feel like it is. Right, here we go. Let's take the plaster off. Let me try and zoom in. So you can see there's some bruising here. Oh, God. And this is how it looks. Do you know what I really hate about it? That you can actually feel it under your skin. Oh, oh, it makes me so squeamish. I hate that. I mean, I think once the bruising and stuff's gone, it's hardly going to be noticeable. It looks a bit like a vein popping up. But yeah, there's the hole where they put it through. But do you know what? The other thing that puts me off is when I go back to have this taken out, I know it's 3 years away, or if it doesn't settle in a few days, I'm going in there when they've got a nurse, I'll whip this thing out because I can't stand it. You're gonna have to cut it out. Other than the back pain, I've been having severe belly cramps, period pains. I'm not on my period, but I've got period pains from having this thing inserted into my arm. It's doing my head in. I mean, it's not long I finish my period and then I go and get this and it's like having my period all over again. They say you get sore boobs with it. Let me just tick all the boxes for side effects. I'm really unhappy with myself. Do you know what? I always had a theory. If it's something you can't do yourself, don't have it done. I mean, it's a bit stupid because I always used to think, like, what if I got stranded on a desert island and I had this thing in my arm and I have to take it out within a certain amount of time and I can't do it? Never mind all that. That's a stupid thing to think about. But the point is, I've been trying for days to go and get this thing out, but no nurse is around to do it. So that means I'm relying on someone else and I'm highly independent. So for that reason, I regret having this. Really, really regret having it. I haven't had a peaceful night's sleep since I've had it in. I'm really hoping that it's gonna completely calm down and the only thing I will feel is just the rod inside there, but it's quite big as well. I mean, basically, this is, oh my God, I can feel it. This is the length of it. And one of the theories I had when I first had it done was the rod is kind of bent. It's like tubing. I didn't have a close look at it, but it's white and it's like tubing. It's quite thick as well. And the length of it bothered me. As soon as I saw it, I just thought, oh God, that rod looks bent and it's going to kind of poke into my skin. And that's what it's been doing. But I do feel, look, when I press it, hang on. When I press one end of it, the other end goes up. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe at this angle. Oh God, it's making me so, oh, look, the other end's here. It's horrible. People who've had this done are saying that it was fine for them. There was a little bit of soreness, but this is quite horrendously sore. It's really bad. I mean, let me conclude, I would not advise it at all, especially if you suffer with back pain. And the other thing is, people say that it's messed up their periods totally. Some people completely stop getting their periods, which isn't such a bad thing because it would help with my job and stuff. And that's one of the reasons I got this, because 7-day heavy periods are doing my head in. And I just hope I get lighter periods thanks to this, but that's if I can even keep it in any longer. I've given it a chance. I'm still giving it a chance. I just can't stand it. The pain is like a piercing, shooting pain, and it just happens suddenly. Like, I'll just forget about it and lift my arm up or twist my arm or do something or carry something and it will suddenly just go, ah! I should have stuck with my desert island theory and just not got it. I don't know what I would have got instead, because all that, the IUD, the coil and all that stuff puts me right off, because again, that's something you can get put in but you have to go and get it taken out. And I'll probably just resort to taking the pill. I don't know. If I don't take this out, I'll keep you updated on progress. I'll give it another week, but I don't advise having this done. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Oh yeah, and subscribe if you haven't.